Okay, hi students. Okay, continue on from our previous online lesson about variation and classification. So, last week teacher have covered about classification, how binomial system works, where did the binomial system with started from which scientist who invented the system and all. Okay, so for this week's lesson would be about variation. We will learn about what variation is and also the characteristics that identify organisms based from their variation. Okay, so variation um, actually is defined as the differences found between individuals in one particular species. For example, shown here is the picture of a family of cat. So they are all coming from one species, which is the cat species. However, they are not looking alike. They are not similar among them. So meaning the mother cat having 3, 4 colors on her body. However, the baby cat, the kitten, have different color code. Okay, so this is known as variation in the species, in the species between the individual. Okay, we will learn further about this. Let's move on. Okay, these snails are all the same species, the Capea nemoralis, but they vary considerably. Okay, they are all the same species, coming from the same species. However, they have variation among them. You can see some of them having stripes on the shell. Some of them have no stripes. And the colors also different. So this is what we call as variation. Okay, so variations are the color, presence or absence of bands, the stripes, the bands that is circling on their shells, and also the number of bands. Some of them have many bands, like many lines that signify the number of bands on their shells. However, some of them have a little compared to the other, and some of them have none. Okay, these tiger moth are from the same family, moth. What variations can you see? So you see the first individual, second individual, and the third individual. All of them have different variations. Okay, among this group of children, what variations can you see? Variations from their hair color, their eye color, their skin color, their hair types. Okay, so all of that. Even though they are all in the same species of human, meaning they are all human, they vary. They have different characteristics among them, which can tell other humans that each individuals are different. All of us have variations. Okay. There are variations in skin color, hair curliness, eye color, and also gender. So these are all the characteristics that can be categorized under variation. Okay, variation in species. Variation refers to the differences between individual members of a species. Variation in features are used to separate living things into groups and form a classification system. So we know that all of them are animals. They are all in the family of mammals. Okay, however, each individuals, they have different features, different characteristics, which you can use to classify them into a different group. Meaning that the group of cat, the group of rabbit, and the group of monkey. Okay. Okay, one thing about variation, it can be inherited or acquired. Inherited, it refers to, it can be passed down from parents to children. Acquired, it refers to, you get that kind of variation from the surrounding, the environment. For example, like the skin color, the color tan. Okay, you can get your skin can get tan if you expose yourself under the sun for a long time, or you used to do outdoor exercises. So you might be looking tanner compared to your other sibling. Okay, so environment can cause variation too. Okay, so for inherited variation can result from activity of genes that are genetically controlled. So whatever that your parents have from your mother and your father, each can be passed down to you. So you can get best of both of your parents. Okay, one thing about genetically controlled variations, it cannot be altered. Example, genetically controlled variations can be like the type of hair, meaning being a curly, being having a straight hair, or hair color you cannot change, your eye color you cannot change. Okay, it is permanent. Regardless of how many you dye your hair, at the end you will still get back your original hair color. Okay, blood group, the blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, and blood group O. Fingerprints that people use, that you use on your your IC, your identification card, and also the sex cannot be changed naturally. Gender cannot be changed. Okay, if you were born to be a boy, you will always be a boy. Regardless of how many operations that you do, that you want to change your gender, it can never work. Okay, because you are genetically a boy. Okay, another one about acquired characteristics results from an individual activities or nutrition or from environmental conditions during a lifetime. Okay, any activity that you do, anything that you eat, or any environmental condition that you had around you will affect your characteristics. Examples like language, ability to talk in different languages, like for us, Malay and English. Okay, for English is not our mother tongue, so we have to learn. So learning is a part of acquired condition, meaning that from the surrounding, from the environment. You go to the English spoken school, so you get to learn to speak English. Okay, athletic skills, meaning that your running ability, your ability to do a lot of sports. Okay, bodybuilding, obesity is more to nutrition, meaning if you eat more than your body need, you will be obese, meaning whatever energy that you consume, that you get from the food, you don't metabolize it, it will be stored in your body as in form of fat. Okay, the mental skin and suntan. Suntan is the one that I talked about just now. It's the skin color if you do a lot of outdoor activities. Okay, these acquired characteristics cannot be inherited, meaning that language skills, meaning for example, a couple, they are all Malay spoken. Okay, they cannot pass down their ability to talk English to their children. However, their children can learn English in the school. Okay, based from the environmental condition. Okay, it cannot be inherited. Same goes to mental skills. This one is more to like intelligence. It cannot be inherited. Okay, athletic skills and also suntan. Okay, the next slide will show apples collected from different positions of the same tree. Okay, you have to take note about the differences between the apples. They are acquired during the growing season. Okay, the differences will not be inherited. Okay, so these apples collected from one similar tree. Okay, however, their growing conditions different. For this side, they grow on north side upper branches. Here is south side upper branches, north side lower, and south side lower branches. If you notice, the one growing on upper branches is larger compared to the one growing on lower branches. So meaning that the acquired conditions, the acquired genetics, it is not inherited, meaning it cannot be passed down to the next generation. Okay, a great many variations are influenced by both genetic and environmental effects. For example, your height will depend on what genes you inherit and the amount of food you get during your growing period. meaning that height cannot be inherited. It can only be acquired, meaning that your environment and your nutrition will affect your height. You may inherit a good physique, but unless you take exercise, you will not develop to your full potential. You may inherit the genes to make the pigment melanin in your skin, but you need to expose your skin to sunlight to acquire a tan. Melanin is the dark pigment that can be found in our skin. So melanin is the one that helps to protect us from harmful sunlight, meaning meaning to prevent skin cancer. So for darker people, they tend to have more melanin pigment compared to fairer or whiter people. Okay. Okay. This slide I will continue in part 2. So I'll see everyone in part 2.